Hello everyone, welcome back to Caden TGM, the Golden Minecart. We're going to do a little more urban mining today. It's for people that have a hard time finding stuff without paying for it. And some places that I've found gold that I wanted to share with you. This is just a portable DVD player. It looks a little rough. I've already taken the screws off of it, okay? So we'll start, get rid of this. Right here we've got the screen. I'll cut the wires loose from the screen. And right here on this ribbon wire, we have some gold right there. On the ribbon, there we go, yes. Some gold on the ribbon wire, and that ribbon wire went right here on that area. Now on this board, there's not a whole lot. We'll just trim this wire off, because wire is worth selling at the scrapyard, so don't forget, take your wire with you. Don't throw it in the trash. Stack it up, pile it up. And we'll get down to this board. There's nothing on the back side of it, that's just copper. But we have more wire right here. And if we look real close at this board here, you can see copper, and there's some fair size MLCCs, tiny chip. Get that copper real quick while we're here. If you do this right, you could already be done with it. But I did it wrong. So we're going to take a minute to get this off. I don't know about you, but today it is snowing where we are. And it snowed about 3 inches. So there's just a little bit of extra copper. Throw into your copper pile. Right there. And our little board here. Some nice MLCCs. Nothing on the back. It's a copper board. All your solder points are copper. But right here, where that ribbon wire attached from the screen, there should be some gold pins in that. So don't forget and miss that. And even though I doubt there's anything here, I'm going to go ahead and take this loose. Because if you do it right, sometimes you can get a little more copper ribbon wire off boards like this. Just a little black tape. And then if we pull it right, depending on which way it's done, we get a little bit more copper, or gold, I mean. Let's see. That's on the other side of this. There's a little more gold. Came off the screen. Alright, let's move on. This, I've already taken wires loose. Well, screws loose, not wires. But we're going to go ahead and cut this and move further into the board. This is not the best pair of screw pliers that I have, but they're best for micro scrapping. They're very tiny. I've already cut that. So now we're going to take this loose. There's that wire. If you're lucky, this piece here will be aluminum or stainless steel. You may or may not want to go for it. That's totally up to you. But we're going to make this a trash pile. That's a little, speakers. It could add to weight if you're really going that hard at it. Now, this is where the disc would be. And here is the best part. We'll go ahead and show you the best part of this. We'll cut the wire loose. We'll move a little trash out of the way. Alright. Now, this is the best board on this portable DVD player. It is a Philips. You saw that at the beginning. But when you pull the plastic loose that's covering it, it's got like the little tactile switch buttons. You have gold. And this kind of gold right here on these keyboard pad things, whatever you want to call them, comes off very easy. But on the back, there's also solder points. I call them solder points. But that's gold too. And if you suspect that there's gold underneath that, it's kind of hard to do it by scratching because you could scratch it off. But if you suspect that there's a way to get the green solder mask off, I'll go over that with you one day and we'll go from there and see how it works out. But it's really easy. Just drop it in some warm water. It's a certain acid lye or lime lye, I think it is. Put it in some boiling water and lye, and you can just take a toothbrush and that'll come right off. And you're going to have to clean this up a little bit to drop it in the acid anyway. I find a good razor blade to be invaluable in this. Just a little more right there, but since this is just a video, you get the idea. Take that loose. Now you got a copper board. We'll get that sticker off, obviously, before you drop it in the acid. Now moving on, you got lithium batteries. Be very careful when trimming these. You could shock yourself. And on some of them, this little board right here, it's a board that attaches to the battery. On some of them, they will have gold on those. So look there too. This is two batteries together because it needs a little more energy to run a DVD player, speakers, etc. But just out of curiosity, I'm going to look at this one too. No gold on that one. So, recycle these. As a matter of fact, I have found a scrapyard that will buy lithium batteries. And even NiCad, nickel cadmium batteries. So throw that in the battery pile if you have a scrap yard like that around your house. And try to make you a few dollars off that. Obviously, this was the driver. Now, went ahead and took the ribbon wire loose there. It was not gold. It was just the silver solder, not gold. So, more than likely, right here, where it came from, will not be gold either. But there's a little motor on here that's usually pretty easy to get off. You just gotta move it till you see the screw. Give it a little pressure. There will be 3 screws in most cases, sometimes 2. I believe we just have the 2. Now you've got a small electric motor here. And then right here will also be a small electric motor. You can throw that in your electric motors too. I apologize for knocking things around here. This was not the best setup to do this video from, but we're gonna get it done anyway. But you get the picture. Let's trim our wire. Whatever's holding it there. That would be irony stainless, these 2 little rods, if you're interested. It's always irony stainless. There is some gold sometimes in these things. I wouldn't recommend them opening them up because there's radiation in them. And you risk getting yourself radiated. It's also aluminum. I think right here is one you might be able to see. It is not gold, but it would be in an area like that you're looking for the gold if that's what you're going for. Now we have 2 small electric motors. Throw into the motor pile. Let's go ahead and finish trimming the wire. You're already in here, you might as well take the wire too. It all adds up. There's another motor. And when I was taking this one off, I noticed this little piece right here. Sometimes it will have a silver contact on it. That's plastic at the end of it. But I don't see a silver contact. But what I am seeing is what appears to be silver tarnish. So this is probably silver plated right here. A few more wires and let's get this little booger done. There's that one out. More trash, plastic to recycle. Again, this ribbon wire did not contain any gold as it attached to the drive motor. It drives the disc. But I have seen them where one of them will contain gold and the other one does not contain gold, which is extremely rare. See, no gold. Just throw that into a ribbon wire batch. Like I said, I throw a piece of ribbon wire in my batches here and there because I know the guy at the scrap yard. Yay! I can get away with a few things. So let's lay this out as we go along here. Now we're down to the main board of the thing. Right here you've got two LED lights, here and here. They contain silver. Right there is going to be some easy copper to get. If I had a flathead instead of a Phillips, it would be a lot easier. So let's just do this. Give it a squeeze, but not all the way. You'll cut the copper in two. It makes it harder to deal with. Some more copper wire, easy to get to. Very easy. And what did I do with the copper wire? Oh, it was around here somewhere. You know there's more somewhere around here. And also here. It's easy copper to get. Especially once you get good at not squeezing all the way through. More copper. And there is crystal oscillator. It's copper here. You can just get good at taking the tops off these. That copper strips right off. Very easily. It's not a lot, but it takes almost no time to do once you get used to it. This board doesn't contain a lot of gold or anything, but there is copper to be had. And just pull it. There it is. Now, like I said, we got some more copper here on the iron ferrite ring. Chips that will have gold in them. There's gold in these, believe it or not. Silver in the LEDs. More chips. Gold in that. Right there, believe it or not. When we turn it over, we got another chip. 3 actually. A few small MLCCs on this side. Here's the bulk of them right here. A couple right here. Probably a few more, but they're very small. And there's some MLCCs here. And you gotta be careful. If it's an L, it is not an MLCC. If it is a C by these, it is an MLCC, a monolithic ceramic capacitor. This is just solder. It's not gold. If it's showing up like gold on the camera, I apologize. This one, it's just where you hook the power in. No big deal. We'll open these up. But sometimes you'll find gold in these. More often than not, you'll find tarnished silver plated items. I put that in a little bottle. It's silver plated. Easy to keep up with. And if that piece is silver plated, probably there's going to be more in here silver plated. I won't bore you with the details very much. Let's see if I can get the one real quick. Not silver plated. Let's go on to this one.